Hey, what's up, you guys? Big Time Collector 01 here, back at again with another face-off review. And today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Classic Batgirl and then the McFarlane Toys Digital DC Direct Classic Batgirl. I'm just going to refer to this as the Digital Batgirl since they're both use the DC Classic, subtitle. But this will be the Digital Batgirl and then this will be the Classic Batgirl. So let's get on to round one and start with packaging. Let's start with the Classic Batgirl. As you can see, she comes in that standard DC Multiverse box. You get the name at the bottom with the logo. There's a barcode at the bottom. I got mine off of BBTS, but she is being found at Walmarts and Targets. You get Batgirl on the side, DC Classic. On the back, get some nice classic artwork. On the side, you get the DC Infinite QR code. And there's not much else to it, so let's take a look at the digital box. Now, taking a look at the digital box, as you can see, it's very similar in shape to the DC Multiverse one, but it's also very different in design. As you can see, it's got this blue and black motif, has Batgirl's name here on the corner with the Batman logo, which is always nice. Get Batgirl on the side from also DC Classic, but this will be referred to as the digital one. As you can see, she's got a barcode as well. I got this off the McFarlane Toy Store. This was also a part of the Walmart Collector Con. Here you got a QR code on the side, and on the back you get some classic artwork, but it is just the same thing as the previous one. Both figures come in very similar packaging, down to the same artwork on the back, just recolored, but I have to give the win to the digital Batgirl for having a more, personalized look. She has the Batman logo on the side, and it's just, it's more personalized there. So this round goes to the digital Batgirl. Now moving on to round two, we have accessories, and both figures come with pretty much the same accessories, but both have very different features. Let's get the basics out of the way first. As you can see, they both come with their respective bases. This one goes with the digital Batgirl, and this one's the DC Multiverse one. And then they also come with the trading cards as well. As you can see, they have pretty much the same artwork, they're just differently colored. On the back, you get a bio if you want to read them. Pause it right now. And then for their actual accessories, they both come with grapple hooks. As you can see, they're both reused from previous Batgirls. And then they both come with batarangs. As you can see, they're also reused Batgirl batarangs. Now onto the differences. This Batgirl, the DC Multiverse one, has a nice wired cape, which is always nice to see. And as you can see, it is two-toned, so it's black on the inside and blue on the outside. And then the digital Batgirl, of course, comes with the digital code card. As you can see, you can scratch that off, put in a code, and you get a digital version of the figure. Does anyone actually use these? Leave a comment down below if you actually redeem these codes. The digital Batgirl has some pretty good accessories. I mean, they are both reused and standard for this, character and figure. But the digital code, I understand that's the whole gimmick of the digital line, but does anyone really use them? I know I don't, but does anyone else really use them? And then again, the DC Classic Batgirl does come with pretty much the same accessories, the grapple gun and the batarang, but also she has a wired cape, which I know people like to use, unlike the digital code. So this round goes to the Classic Batgirl. Moving on to round 3, we have Paint and Sculpt, and these two figures have a lot of similarities to them. We're going to first take a look at the digital Batgirl. As you can see, she is just a 100% repaint of the Three Jokers one. Well, this is the Bat Family 5-pack one, but you get the idea. You can see they share all the same parts. They got the same head, same torso, same everything, just a different paint job. But I do kind of like this purple color scheme. It, invokes the 60s show, and I think that was kind of what they were referencing to this figure, was the the 60s Batman or Batgirl. So this is cool, but in all honesty, I don't remember her wearing this costume in the comics, like back in that Silver Age era. I don't remember her wearing an all purple suit, so I'm not sure where this came from. And then taking a look at the Classic Batgirl, as you can see, she shares most of the same parts as the digital one, just being another repaint of that Three Jokers Batgirl. But the biggest noticeable difference is the head sculpt, and I absolutely love this new head. It looks really good. I absolutely love that youthful looking smile she has. It's just looks very nice. I really do like it. I like this hair that we got here. It's got some paint detailing, some shading, looking really good. And then just overall, it just looks great. I really do like these colors on this figure. It looks awesome. This is definitely a classic Batgirl. And the torso is reused. It isn't reused from the Three Jokers Batgirl. As you can see, they are different. The Bat logo is bigger on this classic one here. This is actually reused from the Cassandra Cain body to give it the wired cape. But again, it is just mostly reuse. The digital Batgirl here is just a straight up repaint of the Three Jokers Batgirl. There's no new sculpting to her at all. And even though this classic Batgirl has a new head, she is still reuse as well. So I'm giving this round a draw. Now moving on to round 4, we have Articulation. And again, this is most likely just going to be a draw since these two are just, the same body. But I will still go thoroughly through the Articulation for you guys. And we'll see if there's a difference. Of course, the obvious differences here will be the heads. They both can barely look down. The classic one can look down a little more. And both are going to run into the same obvious problem, that being the hair, which doesn't really allow them to look up. But they do also get tilt, barely due to the hair. You do get a little more tilt to the left for the digital Batgirl. And of course, they can both rotate all the way around. Their shoulders can move up that much, and despite having the same arms, the classic Batgirl gets a slightly higher reach. But of course, they both can rotate all the way around. Have a biceps full. Double jointed elbows with a deep bend for both of them. Again, it's the same arm. Then they both have McFarlane style wrist balls that hinge and rotate. Their torsos are also going to be very different since they're both different torsos. But as you can see, the classic Batgirl can get a much, farther arch back. That's mostly due to the cloth cape. And then the classic Batgirl gets a much better crunch forward. But of course, both torsos can pivot and rotate. Both of them obviously have the same legs, but the classic Batgirl can kick a little bit higher. But of course, both legs can also rotate at the thigh. Have double jointed knees, and they both obviously can hinge down and up at the ankle, rotate, and pivot. And then both have toe articulation. The digital Batgirl has some pretty good articulation, and for a round that I thought was going to be an obvious tie, the classic Batgirl has slightly better range. So this round goes to the classic Batgirl. Before we get to the final round, I just want to take a look at a few comparisons. Measuring these two Batgirls out, the classic one comes to around 7 1/4 inches tall, while the digital one is also 7 1/4 inches tall. Let's start out with a few Batgirl comparisons. As you can see, we have the Bat Family 5-pack Batgirl, which is also the same as the Three Jokers Batgirl, and then we have the Art of the Crime Batgirl, which is McFarlane's first Batgirl. As you can see, they mostly share the same parts here, just with a few differences here and there. And then here they are next to some Bat Family members. We have Nightwing from the digital line, and then the Batwing. And I gotta say, I really do like how this Nightwing looks next to the classic Batgirl. And for a Batman comparison, here they are next to the Three Jokers Batman. Well, this one's the Bat Family 5-pack, but it's the same thing. I do like how this one scales with these two. Moving on to the final round, we have price, and there's a few things to talk about here. We'll talk about the classic Batgirl first. She's a part of the regular DC Multiverse line, and she costs around $25.99. Yes, prices are going up, and it's not really good if we're being honest, but you are getting a lot of value with this figure. Yes, she is mostly reuse of previous Batgirl figures, but the wired cape does add value, and she does have a new head sculpt, which does add value as well, and it is the best Batgirl head sculpt that we have seen from McFarlane Toys so far. This new digital Batgirl here is obviously a part of that digital line, and those figures cost $27.99, and I don't see much value with this figure. This figure is just a straight up repaint of the Three Jokers Batgirl with no new parts, no new accessories, and you're basically paying extra for a digital NFT code that I doubt anyone freaking uses. So factoring in the new head sculpt and the wired cape, this round goes to the DC Multiverse Batgirl, making the winner of this face-off the classic Batgirl 4-1. And there you guys have it. There's my Batgirl face-off. Do you guys think I was right having the classic Batgirl win, or do you guys prefer the digital Batgirl? Let me know down in the comments below. But both of these figures are really good. I do like them a lot. The classic Batgirl is definitely my favorite out of the two, and it's probably my favorite Batgirl from McFarlane Toys. That head just makes things so much, just really changes things up, and I really do like the classic look for it. Love the youthful look she has, and the hair looks nice. But this purple, digital one is a unique looking Batgirl as well. So if you want more of like a 60s Batgirl or a 60s Batgirl to stand in with your Adam West Batman, this will do. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this face-off review. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.